Hi everyone, welcome to today's vlog. First of all, I know it's going to be noisy. Obviously I've started vlogging so a car drives past. Martin's doing the washing up and it is quite windy. So this could be a disaster or it could be marvellous. Let's think positive and yeah, hopefully it won't be too noisy. I expect a plane will come along in a minute. Anyway, first of all, I am going to attempt in a minute to make, well, I'm going to make some more flatbreads in a minute. And you've all been asking for me to show you how I do it, which I will do. But like I said before, you'll have to Google an actual recipe because I don't weigh or measure anything. I just make it up as I go along. And as I said before, I don't have the equipment to make like a proper recipe video. You need stands and 2 cameras and light boxes and all sorts of things, so I'll just kind of talk you through it and show you the ingredients that I use and how I go about it. So have a look at that now. This is the ingredients that I'm using today for my flatbread. So I've got spelt flour, I've got chickpea flour, I've got a pot of full fat Greek yogurt, and I've got some baking powder. I'm not going to put any other flavourings into mine, but you can add like spices or herbs, whatever you want. I think I put oregano in the last ones. They were nice, but I just want these ones to be plain. As I keep saying, I don't measure anything, so I'll show you how I do this, but you'll need to Google a flatbread recipe if you want actual amounts, and there's loads of them online, and you can use different kinds of flour as well. So I use about 2/3 of the spelt flour to probably 1/3 of the chickpea flour. The reason I put chickpea flour in mine is because obviously it's high in protein. I did try once to make them just with chickpea flour and it was really difficult to roll them and they were very, very dry. So this is why I just use different flours. I've never used spelt flour before. The last lot I did, which was probably when we were back in the UK, I think I just used like wholemeal bread flour. But obviously it's up to you, and again you can use like vegan yogurt if you're vegan, or I suppose you could use low fat yogurt, but I use that one because that's what I've got. Okay, so you're also going to need a large mixing bowl, something to mix, although you do use your hands later on, a rolling pin. See, I told you I haven't got the proper equipment to do this, but we can try. And I just use this small non-stick frying pan. So I'm going to bung my flour in. Like I say, I just do this by eye. And I do freeze these, so they're quite good to just, you know, make a big batch of them. Then I'm going to put some chickpea flour in. You can sieve the flour as well if you want, but I can't be bothered. I'm just going to mix those two. Maybe a little bit more chickpea flour. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little bit of baking powder in. Again, I don't measure stuff. I'd love to do like proper recipe videos, but I obviously then would have to measure stuff, but you know, maybe one day, and I'd have to get all the proper equipment as well, but I think it would be something that I would be interested in doing maybe one day. Right, in with the yogurt. So these are obviously really high in protein, very, very filling, because you've got the chickpea flour, you've got the yogurt. I'm just mixing. Now you can either then use water or milk if you want to make a dough. I'm going to have to put a bit of water in mine because, as you can see, there's not enough liquid in there. But again, just keep stirring it and do it by eye. So I've put a bit of water in and I'm just seeing how it's coming together. And then eventually you're going to need to get your hands in there, get all that extra yogurt off the spoon. And it should form into a nice soft dough. But you will need to mix it with your hands. It's really easy to make flatbreads. And like I say, there's plenty of recipes, so just find one, and then if you want to put the chickpea flour in, just take out some of the, whatever quantities they give you. Take out 1/3 of the ordinary flour and add the chickpea flour. Chickpea flour, what do they call it in the UK? Gram flour, if you're wondering. This does need a bit more water. So I'm just going to add a bit more. And if you add too much water and it goes too sticky, just bung a bit more flour in. Right, this is looking good. Obviously it's not, because it's a flatbread, you don't need to knead it loads. Yeah, that is looking good. It's a nice soft dough. And cooking it is really quick and easy, as I will demonstrate in a second. So I'm just going to take that out the bowl and pop it on the side, and I'm going to just flour my surfaces. Well, not all of the surfaces, obviously, just the bit that I'm going to be rolling out on. So I'm going to cover that. You do tend to get through a bit of flour doing this, because obviously you don't want it to stick. So that's the size of my dough. So what I just do is break it in half and then break those two bits in half. Again, I'm not precise. These will all turn out differently. And then again, break each of those in half. And you might want larger flatbreads. You can make them big and use them as like pizza bases or anything like that. But I just like the small ones because I sort of have them for a lunch. Or last night we had, it was really nice actually. I'll put a little video in. It was Greek style chicken with we had a few wedges with it and a nice little bit of Greek salad with the lovely tomatoes and feta cheese, and I had a flatbread, so it was a bit like having like a souvlaki sort of thing. It was nice. So yeah, this is the size that I want mine. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8, but you could go bigger or smaller, and again it depends on the recipe that you're following as to how many you want. So I'm just making them in little, round ball shapes. So there we go. Again, not perfect. Sorry, I didn't even show that to the camera. Not perfect, but they'll do. And now, I don't even know if you can see this, but I'm just going to roll one out. And don't worry if they do end up with flour on the outside, but that's kind of just how they are. And it's really, the spelt flour is really tasty. So just keep rolling. I don't like mine too thick, too thin, so I've gone for that sort of thickness, and that about the size, just a bit bigger than my palm. And basically now you heat up your frying pan. So I said I'm using this one, and just cook them a couple of minutes max on each side. You'll kind of get the idea of, they sort of almost start to bubble up, and then you just flip it over and cook it for a minute on the other side. And I will show you that now, but I'm going to have to wash my hands first so I can switch this off and then show you what I'm doing. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's cooking away in the pan. Is quite hot, and I'm just going to watch it. Like I say, you just sort of check it. You get to know. Sorry, I need my little fish slice thing. I'm so unorganised. Bear with. I just googled a few flatbread recipes, and Good Food have one. And basically they use the same amount of flour to yoghurt, so I think one of them was like 70 grams of flour to 70 grams of yoghurt, and some of them don't even put baking powder in. So, you know, this is just how I do it. I just think with cooking, don't be afraid. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It goes wrong or you don't like it. And things like this, which I say that, but I wouldn't be so sure if it was a very expensive ingredient. But yeah, that's nice and hot. I find the first ones take a bit longer. I'm just going to flip it over. No, that's not quite done, but I'll do the other side. They smell really nice, actually. I've got, my hob goes on and off. It's one of those electric ones. If you turn it right up there, it's too hot, but it's gone off. There we go. That is pretty much done, actually, on that side. Normally when I'm not filming, I would be rolling out the next one so it's ready to go. So I'll just show you this one, and then I'll stop filming and I'll show you them all at the end. But you can see it's just slightly starting to bubble up there and there, so you know, like, it's getting hot on the other side. And then I just would flip it over. But that's actually cooked, although I do like a little bit more colour on them. But that's done. I'm going to flip that and give it literally a few seconds on this side. And then that's really good. Oh, hot. Can you see the little sort of bubbly bits where it goes a bit crispy? So that really is it. It is very simple. I'm going to go cook the rest of them now, and then I will show you them when they're finished. Here they are finished. I've just sort of laid them out so that they can cool down, and I just cut a small piece of greaseproof paper and put between each one, and then bung them in the freezer in a little one of those bags, and I just get one out every time I want to eat one. And here they just defrost, well, because it's hot, but you know, you can just bung them in the oven or in the microwave. I guess you could bung them in the toaster as well, but they don't take long anyway because they're obviously so flat. I can't really think of anything else to say about them. I hope it's been vaguely useful. There are really loads of recipes on Google. Some of them use oil, which maybe makes them nicer, but for me, I don't need to be having extra oil. So, and I find them fine. I find obviously the fat in the yogurt is enough in them. So yeah, hope that's been of some use. I've just found on my iPad some stuff that I recorded yesterday from when we walked down to Caleta. So I'll show you that now, and then you'll see me chatting again. It's Saturday morning and it's about 7:30, 7:45. We've decided to come out for a walk. It's very hot, obviously at the moment because it's July, it's summer. So really walking needs to be done either first thing in the morning or I guess late at night, but we're early birds, so we're going to walk down into Caletta. We've got some water with us and some fruit to eat, have a walk around the harbour bit, and then back up the hill. And then Martin's gonna put shelves up for me. Yay!
It's not too knackered.
Yeah, might need a rest by the time you get back. Well, that's nice. A little boat's come out, just in the fishing boat, isn't it? We made it back up the hill, and for breakfast I've got a yoghurt bowl with seeds. There's full fat Greek yoghurt, kefir yoghurt, mango nectarine and a bit of agave syrup, and I've got a coffee with my almond milk that I just frothed up. The other thing that I just wanted to, hang on, is it working? I can't see. Yes. The other thing that I just wanted to chat about was, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll notice that yesterday, which was Saturday, I put a thing on saying that I'm having my summer break from social media. So every year, sometimes I do it twice a year actually. I always do it in the summer. I don't know why I do it in the summer. Maybe it's because I used to be a teacher. And when you're a teacher, the summer holidays is the only time that you really truly switch off, because it always takes a few weeks. And I think when in the other holidays, you're kind of constantly thinking about what you're going to do next term. But because the summer holidays is obviously that bit longer, you do learn gradually to switch off from it, or I did anyway, we did. I think as well, because for me anyway, with my class, I only had them for a year, some of them for 2 years, but generally a year, and then they moved on, so I hadn't got my new lot. So you didn't know them, so you didn't worry so much about them. And anyway, so I have a break from social media in the summer, usually from, like I say, the school holidays, so sort of 4 to 6 weeks. And also, I sometimes do it after Christmas as well. And I do it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I have quite a sort of addictive personality, I think. So much as I love social media and it's great, and I love I love seeing what everyone's up to, it's not that I need like a mental health break from it or anything like that. It's just that I find that it gives me more, if I'm not looking on Facebook and Instagram, it gives me so much more time to do other things that I want to do. And I'm the sort of person that, there's about 10 craft projects that I want to do. There's 10 things that I want to learn how to do. There's 10 recipes that I want to look up. There's 10 friends that I haven't rung for a few weeks that I want to be on the phone for 2 hours with. So I just find that when I stop Facebook and Instagram, it gives me more time to do other things. And I like that. It's really important to me. And one time actually I did the break and I didn't go back to it for months and months and months, because it is addictive. It's made to be addictive, and I think once you kind of break the habit of it, you don't really miss it, because you find that the people that are true friends or whatever, they keep in touch anyway. So like they'll send you a picture, or like my family will send me pictures. So yeah, anyway, I won't ramble on too much about that. The other thing is, she says, I don't think our brains are really made to have that much information going on at us all the time. So again, I find that I do more, when I did it before, I did more things like yoga, and I'll do more Spanish learning. I know I will. So that's why I do it. but I'm humming and hawing about YouTube, because YouTube is also social media. However, I don't get rid of my YouTube app. I get rid of the other ones, otherwise it's too tempting, because I learn stuff from YouTube and I love looking up recipes or craft things or watching people's vlogs, whatever. And I also needed to think about, was I going to keep vlogging, or was I going to have a complete break from it? And I think I don't want to have a complete break, because I actually really enjoy making the YouTube videos. I like the creativeness of it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction, but with you guys. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to doing once a week. Sorry, I know I'm a nightmare. I keep changing my mind. And if I think I'm going to upload every Monday, and if I've been busy doing craft stuff and other stuff, then it might just be a quick chat and a weigh-in update. But if I feel like it, I might do like a whole weekly vlog and show you what we've been up to. And yeah, so it's going to be a bit kind of I was going to say loose, that's not the right word, a bit free, go with the flow, see what happens. At the moment we're obviously without the car, and it's summer, so it's much hotter. We have been for a walk this morning and it was very pleasant actually, because there's a breeze, but already now, like, I'm too hot with this short sleeve dress on. I'm going to go and put my really, really light dress on. So we're not out and about very much. So, there's no point in me kind of trying to do a vlog every day when I'm just here. We go to the pool. There's not a great deal going on, and I think that is what happens here in the summer. Spain is not famous, but nothing happens in August. Everybody has a holiday. It's hot. That's kind of how it is. So I think this is going to work quite well, and I think moving forward, in all honesty, once a week my vlogs are better. Like I say, I do enjoy the challenge of doing every day, and I'm going to be more organised this year and definitely do Vlogmas. So I will do every day in Vlogmas, but that's good because you can prepare and you can pre-record some things. And like I say, it's not that I don't enjoy doing it. I really enjoy it, but it obviously is the time. So I'm sure you will understand. But yeah, I'm not going away completely. So keep in touch, and I will see you next Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.